Hello lovelies, and you're welcome back once again to this channel. In today's video we will be looking at what is Google Calendar and how to effectively use Google Calendar to manage your day-to-day activities. Now you might be wondering what Google Calendar is. Google Calendar is a web-based calendar service that helps you to organize your schedules. It is easy to use and it is also a good daily planner. So basically I use Google Calendar to plan my day. Google Calendar gives you the opportunity to create, manage, and share events. Let's have a look at how Google Calendar works. First of all, in order to use Google Calendar, you need a Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, I'll leave a link in the description, so do well to check that out. In order to get access to Google Calendar, make sure that you open a new tab and you navigate your mouse to Google Apps. Then you select Google Apps. After selecting Google Apps, go through the available apps that Google has over here. All these are Google Apps, but the main one we are looking for is Google Calendar. We are going to select it. When you click on Google Calendar, this is how the interface looks like, okay? And when you click on this main menu, it collapses the other side menu. When you click on it back, it brings it back. Over here, you get the opportunity to create an event, task, and schedule appointment. We are going to take a look at all of them. You then get to see your calendar. You can see that this is in March 2025 and today's date is 9th. And then you also get to see other calendars. If you have other calendars, you can see them, and holidays and other events, you get to see them over here as well. When you navigate your mouse to this is the search button that you can use to literally search for anything that you want in your calendar, and you can search for active calendars or all calendars. So if I should select all calendars and click on search, I have no results because I don't have any other things in my other calendars, so I'm just going to leave it to the active calendar. And you can also, in case maybe you are looking for, you have a couple of tasks or events and you are looking for a certain particular event, you can enter the keyword that you want in that event. And you can also enter probably a participant name, organizer or creator, and the location, and then probably the date of the event. Then you click on search. Okay, now after you are done searching and everything and you want to go back, all you have to do is just click on this back button. When you click on this, it's going to take you back to your calendar. This option over here is for support, so in case you need help or training resources, you can just click on this. With this training resources, you get the opportunity to expand your knowledge on how to use Google Calendar more effectively, but the purpose of this tutorial is to take you through all of that so you don't have to go through it again. But in case you want to read about it, you can just go ahead and read about it. I'll leave the link in the description. For instance, let's say that I want to learn by role and industry and I select administrative assistant. Google is going to give me some tips for how an administrative assistant should manage their calendar. So on this page, you have resources for how to manage your boss's calendar, how to manage your team, and then you are going to learn some Gmail tips and tricks. You can also work faster with certain shortcuts. When you scroll down, you are going to see more too, so you can take your time and then learn some of them. The next tutorial, I'm going to talk about how to use Google Chat. Do well to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any tutorial. Over here in settings, when we navigate to settings, over here in your settings, when you look under general, there is language and region, time zone, word clock, event settings, notification settings, view options, events from Gmail shortcuts, and probably offline. So you can do that over here. With the language and region, you have English. If you are speaking other languages, you can use that as well. And there is country, which is Ghana. I am currently in Ghana. There is also the date format. When you select date format, you get the opportunity to select whichever one you want. So we have the day, the month, and then the year. With the time format, you can select either this 12 hours or this, okay, whichever one that you prefer, but I prefer to stick with the 12 hours. Okay, now the time zone, when we scroll down to the time zone, you can select it from here, or you just scroll down from this side. The time zone, this is my primary time zone. Normally Google Calendar is going to do that for you, so you don't have to do any changes over here. And in case you want to display secondary time zone is like probably you are working in another country time zone, you can add their time zone over here. So you're just going to select the time. Okay, you're going to select the time and add it to your Google Calendar. So let me look for something over here. So now when you select this, it's going to be added to your Google Calendar. So whenever there is an event in this particular time zone, you will be notified and you can work accordingly. Now let's head over to the word clock as well. You can show word clock on your Google Calendar. When we head over to event settings, the default duration for each event is 1 hour, which is like 60 minutes. In case you want to extend the duration of that particular event, you can make it either 90 minutes or 120 minutes, but preferably an hour should be fine. But if it's a long meeting, then probably you can make it 90 minutes maximum. Okay, and then the guest permissions, in case you want to give permissions to your guest, you can allow them invite others, and you can also allow your guest to see the guest list. But whenever you give them modify event permissions, it means that you are no longer in charge of the events that you are organizing. So it's always advisable to leave this box unchecked. Over here you can also add invitations to your calendar. Now with the notification settings, you can allow, if you are using a desktop or a laptop, you can allow notifications just so you don't miss any event, and you can set the notification time to be 1 minute before. You can do that all here, and you can view options as well. You don't have to do anything over here because all these things are like default settings, but you can play around and see how that works for you as well. Now event from Gmail, these are like events from Gmail. So Gmail can automatically create events that can be displayed on your calendar. So for instance, if you are creating a schedule, okay, and you link your Google Calendar to that particular schedule you are creating, and probably you are traveling or you are booking a hotel room or a restaurant reservation, Google can assist you to keep track of all those things in your calendar, and you will be sent notifications so that you don't forget. Okay, and this is for only you. You can make it private as well. You can enable keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcut always helps, and you can view. So when you turn on offline calendar, it means that you are still going to view your tasks and events even though you are offline on your Google Calendar. So if you want, you can check this. Now over to, we are just going to collapse this, and then in case you have other calendars that you might want to add, you can do that from this option. First of all, let's go to subscribe to calendar. Okay, over here at subscribe to calendar, you can subscribe to somebody else's calendar. If you have their email address, you can do that over here. You just have to input the email address and then you follow the prompt. Now over here you can also create a new calendar. So with the subscribe to calendar, it's not something that is really important, so you can leave it out. But the important thing here is the create new calendar. Okay, in case you want to create a new calendar, you select create new calendar, and then you input the name of the calendar that you want. So we are just going to say Google Events. Okay, and we can say that this is a dummy calendar. And you can select the time zone that you want this particular calendar to be in, then you create calendar. So now when you create the calendar, over here you can see that it has been created for you. So this is how you go about creating other calendars. When we go back to our main calendar, we'll see it over there. You can browse calendars of interest by clicking on this. So when you click on this, you can see regional holidays. So regional holidays are holidays in your country. Okay, and over here I have my public holidays and other observations, and when I select browse all, you can see I can browse other holidays in other countries as well. so you can go through some of these things. Now, there's also global religious holidays like Christian holidays, Hindu holidays, Jewish holidays, Muslim holidays, and Orthodox holidays. You can check out some of these things in case you want to see them popping on your calendar. There is also sports, basketball, football. When you click on that, you can see all of this. You go ahead to click on this, and then you can add them to your calendar if you are a huge football fan. Now, in case you have other calendars that you want to import to this particular calendar, you can do that. It's the same as creating a calendar. So you can select, if you have it on your desktop, you can do that. But it's always advisable to leave these things as they do not play any vital role in your calendar. Okay. So this is all that we have in our settings. In case you want to play more around, you can take your time and do that. Now let's go back to our main calendar. When we come back to our settings, you realize that the calendar that we created is over here in your calendars. It has been added to your other calendars as well. So in case you want to change the color or the appearance of that particular calendar, you are going to click on this. And you can also remember that the time that we added, the other time that we added is also appearing here. You can see 2 time zones. Okay, so this is how you can work effectively with Google Calendar without any stress. Now, when we come back to the settings, the trash, whenever you delete an event, it all appears here in your trash. So over here in your trash, you can see the events that you've deleted. But because this is a new calendar, we don't have any deleted event. We are going to go back. When we come back to the same settings and the drop down, you see new appearance. So we're going to click on new appearance. And now the interesting thing is you can have your Google Calendar in dark mode, light mode, or device default. Right? So dark mode, light mode, or device default. And the color set, you can make it modern. So currently we have modern with white text and classic with black text. It means that your text is going to be black. You wouldn't see anything. So it's advisable to leave it with modern with white text. Okay. Then we click on done. Let's go back to dark mode. Yes. Then we click on done, and we can go back to this. So in case you've created an event and you want to print it, okay, you can do that here. And get add-ons. Get add-ons are like extensions that you can incorporate into your Google Calendar and use. So these add-ons, it works from everywhere. These are like general add-ons, and these are business essentials. These are apps to discover. So you can incorporate Zoom in your Google Calendar so that whenever you have a Zoom meeting, it just pops up automatically on your calendar for you. And there is also some popular extensions like Work GPT, ClickUp, Organizer, 8 and 8 work meetings, and these are top rated. This works with Google Calendar. Okay, the others that we looked at, they are most popular. This works from everywhere, but there's no possibility that it works effectively with Google Calendar. If you want things that works with Google Calendar, you can check this out. You can see that this works with Drive. Okay, so this works with Google Calendar, Microsoft Teams, Gong, and TaskBand. So let's explore TaskBand. And in case you want, before you download an extension, check the rating. This has 2.5, which is not good. And this has 4.9, 3.0, but it has a lot of downloads. Okay, so you can check the downloads, the rating, and then you go ahead to, have a look at all of them. So let's scroll down and see the one that we can go with. So it is Rike for Gmail. Rike for Gmail, it creates tags from emails and then easily picks assignees from list of suggestions. And Work GPT. So Work GPT is the AI tools in your Google Calendar. So then let's go ahead and explore with this. You just click on it, install, click on install. Then you go ahead to select an account. You selecting an account is basically you signing up. So you can do that with your Google account. Okay. and then you give access. In case you want to give it access to some of this, there's Google Slides presentations, you can do that. But in case you're not comfortable, you can just cancel it, but we'll allow. We will give it some time to install, and then we click on done. So after installing it, when you check this side, okay, when you check on this tiny side, let me expand this a bit. Oh, sorry. When you check on this side, you can see it over here, Work GPT for Workspace. In case you want to use it, you tap on it. So you can use it whenever you want. Right, so that is all about our settings. When you navigate your mouse to this section over here, you can select the format in which you want your Google Calendar to appear in. So we have day, there is week, there is month. Okay, but I prefer week because it helps me to visualize my day-to-day activities more effectively. Now you can switch to other calendars, but this is currently not effective. And you can switch to tags. This is the most important one. Okay, so over here you can add tags by clicking on this, and then you can add the title. So let's say that today we are learning about Google Calendar. Learn Google Calendar. Okay, and you can give it more details by saying today you are doing this today. When you click on these three dots over here, you have options to add to start, add a subtask, or you can delete it, or you can even add a new list. Okay, so when you add a subtask, it means that there are going to be other tags under the main one. So let's say learn about settings, and we can say that for tomorrow. You can use this to organize your tasks without having to pay for other apps to use. Okay, Google Calendar is all you have, and it's the best. Now on this portion over here, when you are in your tags, you can create tags from this portion. Okay, so you can add the title of the tags. So this is how you go about creating your tags. So we can say learn Google Calendar, and then you can give out the month, the date of the month, the time that you want to begin this particular task. If it's an all day, you do that. If you don't want this task to repeat itself, you leave it, because when you check the drop down, you can see that it can be repeated daily, weekly, on Sundays, or monthly on day 9 and all that. You can add a brief description, and this is tax, so you leave it at tax. Okay, then you click on save. Now when you click on save, it will be added over here. So you see all your tags over here. So you have two options. Whenever you are creating your tags, you can either use this portion to create tags, which is here. You click on add tags, you go ahead to add it, or you come over here to create, and then you create your new tags. When you start a tags, you can see them over here. When you create a new list as well, you can see them over here. So let's do a sample with creating a new list. We'll say this is the title of the list. So you're going to say Google Calendar. It's all about Google Calendar today. Then we click on done. Now under this new list, you can have new tags. Okay, under this new list, you're going to check this and check this here. So under this new list, you can have new tags. So you can organize your tags in a way that they have priorities. So let's create a new list and say this is this is of high priority, or it's urgent. Okay, then we click on done. When you click on done and you come to your high priority tags, you're going to list out all your tags over here. And when you finish with a tags, you just go ahead and check this. It marks as completed, and it automatically gets cancelled for you. So this is all about how you can go about using Google Calendar to organize your tasks or your day-to-day activities. Okay, when you navigate your mouse to this portion over here, this is called keep, and this is purposely for taking notes in your Google Calendar. So you can write something, pin it, add it to an event, and then you are good to go. And this is your tags. In case you want to have an overview of all your tags, you can do that over here as well. And in case you want to have your contacts, you can link your contact to your Google Calendar, which is a good thing. Just in case you lose your phone, you don't lose your contact. And there is Google Maps, which has also been integrated in Google Calendar. So you can have like locations in your Google Calendar. This is something that you can explore at your own time, and we have our work GPT, which was an external extension that we installed. This is about the overview of Google Calendar. Now let's head over to how to create an event. We've looked at how to create tags already, so we are going to go ahead and look at how to create an event and how to schedule appointment. Now, in case you want to create an event, head over to create on this plus sign. You can click on it and select event. You can add the title of the event. Let's say meeting for calendar lessons. And then when you look over here, it's event, tags, appointment, schedule. We are going with event. When you make this tags, it's going to be tags. When you make it event, you see it as event. Okay. Then you select the time, the date, and the time. We say Tuesday. Then we select the time to be 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 to 10 or 11. Then if it's an all-day event, you can check this, but it's not an all-day event. Then so we are going to leave this since it's not an all-day event. It does not repeat. If it's something that you want to be repeated daily or weekly on Tuesdays or monthly on the second Tuesday, you can apply all this as well. And over here, you can add guests. If you have the email addresses of the people that you are inviting to this meeting, you can add them. You can add their email addresses over here. Over here, you can add Google Meet video conferencing in case it's going to be an online meeting, and you head over to settings to give more further permissions. You can let your contributors share their screen, send chat messages, send reactions, and as the host, this is your permissions as well. Then you click on save. If you want to cancel, you click on cancel, and you add a location. If it's not an online event and it's a physical meeting, you add a location so that when you send out the invite, the people will be notified. You can add a short description, and if there are other documents that you need to attach to this particular event, you are going to do that over here, and you can have more options. With more options, you can send out notifications. It can be through SMS or email, and with a notification, you can have a particular time. It can be 20 minutes before or 10 minutes before or 5 minutes before. It depends on you, and it can be in minutes, hours, days, or weeks as well. You can also have you can select event calendar, and you can make sure that day you set your calendar to be busy, because if you are working with a company and they have access to your Google Calendar, they can tell if you are free on that day or you are busy. And you can make it public or private. Over here, make sure you leave it as default visibility so that when you send out the invite, the people whose email addresses you've added will receive the invite. Then you add a short description. Over here, you can add an attachment. You can bold in your text. There is numbered list. So you can do a whole lot. You can insert links, and then you can remove formatting. And then you give permissions. Over here, you can add a guest, like I was talking about earlier. And you can invite others. These are guest permissions, so they can invite others, and they can also see the guest list. When you are done with everything, you click on save, and your event will be saved for you. After creating your event, in case you want to make changes, you just have to click on this, and you have the opportunity to edit event. When you click on that pencil icon, you can edit event. After editing, you click on save, and you click on it again. You can delete this event, and you can send out email. You can email the event details. When you click on these three dots as well, there is more. You can print out this event. You can duplicate the event. You can publish event, and you can even change the owner of this event. Okay, so when you click on change owner, you can input a new email address, and then you have the message, I would like to transfer ownership of this event, and then you do that successfully. So take your time and explore with some of these things. It's really, really helpful. I will just go ahead and delete this event. The next thing we will be looking at is appointment schedule. In case you want people to schedule appointments with you, you click on this plus sign, select appointment schedule. Then you have some slots available. Over here, you can add a title. You can say booking consultation. Booking consultation. And then appointment duration can be 30 minutes for each individual. And general availability, we can say this should repeat. If you don't want this appointment to repeat itself, you can say does not repeat. If you want it to be repeated weekly, you do that. And if you want to customize this, you can do that as well. Okay. And you can set out the unavailable days. So Sunday is unavailable. If you want to be available on Sunday, click on this. Yeah. And then you set out the time. Let's say 10 to 10:30. Should be 8 a.m. Okay. 10:30 a.m. Yeah, and you can see that the changes will be made here for you. And Monday, let's say Monday is 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and same for Monday like that. Then there's scheduling window. So this will be, if you're available right now, you can select available now, but if you want to have some start and end dates, you can check this box to have a range. Okay, you can have a range. Click on cancel. And maximum time in advance that an appointment can be booked. So we can make this 10 days. So people can book 10 days and they can book in advance, which is 10 days. And minimum time will be 4 hours. Then you can adjust the date availability. You can do more changes to some of these things. And then you have guest permissions. Guests can invite others. So after booking an appointment, guests can modify the calendar events to, if you don't want them to do that, you can uncheck this. Then click on next. Then when you come over here, the booking photo and name, you can do more changes to this. Then location and conferencing. This is if it's an in-person meeting, you can select in-person meeting. If it's via phone call, you select via phone call. If you are yet to decide, you select this option. So probably let's assume it's via phone call. Yeah. Then select via phone call. You add a short description. Then the booking form, the person is going to add their name, their last name, the email address, phone number. If you want to add more items, you're going to click on add an item. You click on that, and then that's it. You can make it required. So the asterisk that you are seeing it means that it's required. So before somebody can book a meeting, they have to input their first name, last name, email address, and then phone number. And then there is the booking confirmation and reminders. So you can send them reminders if they've booked calendars with you. Okay, the minute you're done with everything, you click on save. And then here you have it. Okay, so in case you want to copy this link and then share it with the people that you want to book consultations with you, you're going to click on share. Then you go ahead to copy the link. All right. If you want to embed it, if you have a website, you want to embed this link in your website, you're just going to click on website embed. You can either do that with a button with a pop-up, or you can do an inline booking. So this is more for those people who are into WordPress management or website development. But if you're not into those things, you just have to click on link. You copy the link and then you share it on probably your social media platforms, and people will be able to book an appointment with you. This is how you schedule appointments. So in case you want to use Google Calendar to organize your day-to-day activities and make it nice, you can do it this way too. Okay, so in order to go about this, you can select the day. Let's say I'm going to go with 10th March, which is Monday. On Monday, in case in the morning I'd have to wake up early, I'm going to select wake up and make this an event, and then leave all this, but I'm going to make sure that the time is going to be early. But let's make this, let me make this 2, just for demonstration sake. Yeah, let me leave this and make it safe. If you're using a MacBook, you can do control and then you click on this to change the color of your event. If you are using Windows, you right click to change the color of your event as well. Okay, so let's say that after you are done with the first one, you have, after you wake up, you brush your teeth, and then that one is going to be between 4 to 5. So you click on save. You can extend the time by, have to click on this and expand it like this here. So you're expanding the time, and you can also change the color, make it this way. So you can do that for your whole day. Okay, you can do that for your whole day. This is all you need to know about Google Calendar. Do well to check out my other videos and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any tutorial. I'll see you again.